What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, Druuill. I'm back at you again with another video. I need everybody to hit that like button, that share button, and that subscribe button. Shout out to the Galactic family. Shout out to the Chosen Vessels. Let's get into it. Keep going, Chosen One. They see you and they're watching. They just don't want you to know. A lot of people see you doing your thing. They just don't want to congratulate you for it. Not that you need them to. You just have to watch out for people who don't congratulate you for it. So don't allow people to try to ignore good things when they happen to you. Because when good things happen to you and people don't say anything, that's a sure tall tale sign that you should be celebrating alone. All right. So people see you doing your thing, and they don't have to say anything if they don't want to. That's all right. You don't need them to. But you gotta watch your back, and you can't tell everybody everything. You can't let people know everything. People can't know everything that you're doing. You got to keep a lot of stuff to yourself, even when you're trying to be successful, because people don't want to see that happen. All right, you got people doing the most when it comes to you just trying to do something positive for yourself. So keep going. All right. You don't need people to congratulate you. You don't need somebody to pat you on the back. You don't need someone to say, great job. All right. If you know that you're doing a good job, if you feel you're doing a good job, if you're putting in enough effort, like ask yourself those questions. Instead of like, you don't need other people to validate you. Not that you did, but if you do feel like that, ask yourself, like, are you putting in enough effort? Are you putting in enough work? You need to feel good about what you're doing. You need to feel a certain way about what you're doing. All right. You don't need other people to feel any kind of way about what it is you do. You should be doing what you're doing so well that you feel so good about it at your level. You should be doing what you should be doing your thing to the best of your ability and putting so much effort into it that no one can tell you anything except for keep going. Because when you're just starting out, things aren't going to be perfect, and people may not think that what you're doing is the best. But the thing is, you don't need them to. You don't need anybody else to confirm that you're doing a good job. All you have to do is work on what it is you want to be successful at, put it out, and whoever is for will gravitate towards it. Whoever is not for, they shouldn't want anything to do with it. But people are weird. People like being places where they don't belong, or where they don't feel they belong. Everybody's welcome here, but some people feel like they don't belong here, so that's cool. But everybody's welcome. Um, that's just the trolls. But keep going, because they see you and they're watching. All right, people are watching, whether you're working out, whether you're a singer, whether you're a music artist, you're putting your music out, nobody's liking it, nobody's sharing it. People see what you're doing. They just don't want to support you. But if they don't want to support you, they're not important. So when you get to a certain level, when you start to have breakthroughs, when you start to see the light at the end of the tunnel, when you start to see a crack of sunlight, then okay, cool, I got something going here. You don't need anybody to validate you or what it is you're doing. That's why I said you feel good about what it is you do. You're supposed to feel the best about yourself. You don't need anybody else to feel any kind of way about what you're doing for yourself when you're trying to do something positive and make a positive impact on your life and others. All you have to do is just start. Just start right where you are. pick up your bed and walk and go do what it is you want to do. Don't waste time. Don't let what somebody else says hold you back or stop you or get in your way. And don't get in your way yourself. Don't let your own self get in your own way. So definitely keep going, because when you keep going, you're going to get there regardless. People would walk from one part of the United States, like say people walk from the East Coast to the Midwest or the middle of the country, or people walk from like the top of the United States to the middle of it, or people walk from Texas to California or something like that. Before the Trail of Tears, people would walk to go visit their part of another part of the country to go see their family. That's what the Indians would do. So if you telling me people would, well, I remember this in history class. I'm like, you telling me somebody walked from one state to another? I'm like, at that right there, let me know. I'm like, yo, anything is possible. I'm like, yeah, that opened up my mind to so much about the past at a young age. I just sat there and thought in history class. I'm like, yo, people will walk from I'm telling you, telling me they walk from Oklahoma to Utah or something like that. I'm like, that's wild. Or you telling me people walked from one state to another, like 3 states over, that it took like what, how, I don't know how many, it took a month or like 4 weeks, not 4 weeks, that's a month, but you get what I'm saying, like 2 weeks or 2 months or however long it took to walk somewhere over a period of time of days, to walk that long. That lets a person know that, like, yo, they conquered that. Most people, if you tell them, yo, I'll give you $1 million if you walk from one state to another state, that's the only way they're gonna do it. Nope, nobody's gonna walk from one state to another state to go see somebody today if they didn't have to. Only if there was no transportation, or if they would do it for $1 million. All right, they if you tried to get somebody to walk from one state to another state, they would only do it for money. You'd have to pay. You'd be like, yo, I'll give you $1 million. Then they'll do it. If there's no transportation, they wouldn't do it. People would drive to another state, but nobody would want to walk to another state. If you, the whole reason behind me saying that is that they had to walk from one state to another state. They kept going. If you keep going, you'll get to your destination. All right. Sorry, that might have been a little bit drawn out, but you'll get to your destination. If you keep going, you'll get to your destination. If they were to stop halfway the second week, 3 weeks and a half, they got a half a week left to get to where they're going. If they stop, they're not going to get to the state that they're trying to get to. No matter how long the trip may be, no matter how long your trip may be, if you keep going, you'll get there. No matter how long your path to success is, if you keep going and you don't give up, you will get there. So keep going, because a lot of times people don't want to congratulate you. People don't want to say anything because they don't want you to take you, they don't want you to know that they think you're doing a good job. That's why people don't say things a lot of times, because they know you're doing a good job. They don't want you to know that they think that, because for whatever weird reason, a lot of people are uncomfortable when it comes to congratulating others. But that's cool. That's them. That's why you focus on yourself. That's why you keep working on your craft and you keep going. It's very important to keep going. That's what you want to do. If you don't keep going, then you won't reach your goal. You won't find out if you could have made it or not. You won't reach your level of success. God has a plan for you, and God has your success already planned out for you. He has all the things that you want, the vision that you have. God put that in your mind. He gave that to you. So why would you want to give up on something like that? You have a vision. Everybody has a vision. You know what you're supposed to be doing. You know that better than anybody else. Feel good about what you're doing. If nobody's clapping for you now, they'll be clapping for you later. All right. If nobody's applauding you now, they'll be applauding you later. And that, but the thing is, that's the beauty of it. You don't need them to. All right. It's just you have to watch out for people that don't applaud you when you're doing well. It's not to care. Oh, nobody's happy for me to win. Nobody's happy I'm succeeding. It's not that. It's to watch your back. It's to be like, to keep an eye open, like the emoji with the magnifying glass. Like, that's how you should look at people like that. When people don't applaud you for doing well, when people don't have anything positive to say about the good things that happen in your life, but they'll rush up to you to say something negative, or they'll rush up to you to talk about something negative. Like, people will rather talk about something negative than something positive. And that's just how some people are. But just because that's the way people are doesn't mean you have to be affected by that. That's something that you don't want to place yourself around, because that's somebody who's dealing with jealousy. Unfortunately, that's somebody who's dealing with envy, and that's not good to be around you, because that's how people end up in situations like that girl that went to on vacation with her friends. She was her friends. She was a hairstylist. She paid for everybody's trip. She paid for the whole. She funded the trip, and they killed her. Her friends waited to go on vacation and murdered her out of pure hate and jealousy. Their friend paid for the whole vacation. People will do that to people. Look at some other people that's in trial right now in court. We don't know, but it'd be sad if that happened. If sometimes people, let certain things get in the way to where the envy and the jealousy doesn't allow them to see clear, and all they can see is red, and they want to, do something evil. So just a word to the wise. This is nothing to play with. Don't take this lightly. It's nothing to fear, because you're protected. It's just to be watchful, and something to be aware of, and something to be mindful of. All right, you definitely want to be mindful as somebody that wants to be successful, somebody that's working on something, somebody that has a dream. All right, if people are like that, they might have a little bit of jealousy in them, and people who are jealous tend to try to sabotage what other people have going for themselves. You don't want to get close to reaching your goal and have somebody sabotage what it is you're trying to do. You don't want to have people too close to you to where they'll be able to do that. So you have to keep going. People are watching. All right. People are taking notice to what you're doing. But the thing about doing something is, only the right people are going to come to you and congratulate you and tell you what you're doing is useful. You don't need you don't need everybody to value what you're doing. You only need the people to value what you're doing that are consuming it. The people who are interested in what you're doing, the people who see it as valuable. Anybody who doesn't see what you're doing as valuable, you don't need them to value what you're doing, because if they don't see it, then the connection's not going to be there, and what you're doing is not for them anyway. What they need to go find something else that inspires them, or something that motivates them, or something that gets them going. Because if they can't find it with you, that's not your fault. You're doing the best you can. If people can't see the value in what you're doing, that's their problem. If you feel that what you're doing it can make an impact, if you feel that what you're doing is something positive that can change lives, that could make people make positive decisions, that could save lives. All right, some people are out there that a positive message could save their life if they hear the right thing. It could save them from making a bad decision, save them from uh, making a life altering decision. So keep going, because whatever you feel you're supposed to be doing, that's what you're supposed to be doing, especially if it's something that has a positive message along with it, whether it's positive art, whether it's a positive book, positive song, or just anything. Even if what you're doing don't even got no words, no sound, no music. All right, like Pootie Tang. Don't need no words, no sound, don't even need no music. All right. But what you're doing is impactful and it can help. I know y'all dying from that. It could help and it will help change somebody's life. And that's what you're here for. That's what you need to be focused on, making a positive impact on your life and allowing the positive impact on your life to change you so you could make a positive impact for the world so other people could see that and be affected in a good way. I want to thank everybody for watching this video. Thank you for all the new subscribers. I appreciate you. Welcome to the channel. Have fun. Everybody hit the like button, the share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Show some love in the comments. It's been another Druuill special. Shout out to the chosen vessels. I'll see everybody in the next video. Peace.